Live from the studios of NBC 12 and ABC 25, this is First Coast News at 11.
Tonight, families are facing life without a loved one. Lives lost in a flash of Mother Nature's force. Lives, homes, safety shattered. They're joined by family, friends, neighbors, and strangers. Solidarity, solace, hope. First Coast News stands with the victims, their families, our community. We bring their stories now on First Coast News at 11. Tonight, families are trying to move forward after losing so much in an instant, just like that. Thank you for being here at 11 with us. I'm Anthony Austin. You know, we saw the pictures over the weekend. So much devastation, especially in Southeast Georgia, especially in the town of Adel, Georgia. Tonight, our team coverage begins with my co-anchor, Heather Crawford, in that small Georgia town.
All day long, people have been driving up and down the streets here in Cook County, just looking at all of this damage. Keith Harris lives in the home right behind me, and he told me early Sunday morning he woke up when he got a text alert about a tornado warning. He said he came outside, he saw a tremendous amount of lightning. He went inside, and seconds later, after he shut his door, he said the tornado hit. He said there was such a vacuum inside of his house that the tornado sucked the water out of his toilet bowls. He said his ears popped, the storm passed, he came outside, and this is what he saw. He lost more than 30 huge trees down all over his yard. Fortunately, none hit his home. But then he heard the screams. He heard the screams not far away from the Sunshine Acres mobile home park, and that is where we know 7 people died when the tornado hit. Today I spoke with one man who was inside one of those mobile homes, and listen to how he describes what it was like there.
Out of nowhere, it gets completely quiet. Then you hear a sound like a train coming, and then boom, windows start shattering. The front door flies open by itself. Mind you, this door is completely shut and locked, but it flies all the way open. And then the entire house started to shift to the left. We go outside, all you hear is people screaming, asking for help. The house that was right across from me was standing before, completely shattered, gone.
And you lost everything you had?
Everything. Lucky for me, my car was not even touched. I said, God covered me.
Why do you think you survived?
Wasn't none but God. Wasn't none but Him. And I know that for a fact.
And that is what we are hearing from so many people who survived this powerful tornado. I asked Keith Harris, who lives here, I said, do you feel lucky? He told me, I don't feel lucky, I feel blessed. In Cook County, Heather Crawford, First Coast News.
And as of tonight, some people still haven't been able to return to their homes to see the extent of the damage because of debris blocking the road. Well, tonight, despite that devastation, county leaders are encouraged by the support coming in from all across the country. Our Stephen Dial has that story for us tonight.
More than 40 homes completely destroyed, dozens injured, and that tornado claimed the lives of 7 people. Today, county officials released the names of those victims, and while it is an emotional day, county leaders say they are encouraged by the enormous amount of support the county has received.
They were children, some of them were husbands, fathers, mothers, grandparents. That's who they are. And there are dozens of people in this community right now who are shedding tears and are mourning on on the loss of these loved ones.
When the sun rose over Cook County, Georgia, residents saw Mother Nature's true wrath, an entire community completely destroyed.
They've lost everything they own. If you were to see it today, it'd look like a total war zone.
An emotional mayor of the city of Adel, but hopeful.
I've never seen the outpouring of love and support in any community.
County officials released the names of the 7 who lost their lives in the tornado. Leonard Hundley went to church with 2 of them. He says right now the only thing that people need in this county is your support and prayers.
we've been blessed up until this point that none of it happened to us, and this time it happened in a devastating way. And if anything that anybody can do as far as prayer, we need it in this community right now. And this community need to come together in prayer also, so we can get stronger in the Lord and overcome what's going on in this community right now.
Tomorrow morning, for the first time, Cook County deputies will escort residents to their homes to try to salvage whatever is left. Reporting in Cook County, Georgia, Stephen Dial, First Coast News.
And Lauren, you know, on Sunday, I felt like I was getting so many alerts on my phone about these tornado watches and warnings.
That's right.
So can you kind of break that down for us? What did we actually see?
So let's see. 3:30 in the morning, Sunday, we got the tornado watch. First tornado warning came in at 4 o'clock in the morning, and just between 4 o'clock and 9:30 in the morning, we had 15 warnings.
Wow.
That's not it, though. Throughout the afternoon and into the early evening hours, we had 15 more. So you know what that makes our grand total, Anthony? 30 tornado warnings for the First Coast that we had just in one day. That does not include the alerts you may have got from your First Coast News app of the tornado watches, and then also the severe thunderstorm warnings. We had several of those as well. Now, we did have one confirmation of a tornado right here in our neck of the woods, Woodbine, Georgia. EF1 tornado, 110 mile per hour winds, a storm track of just over 16 miles long. Albany, Georgia was confirmed to have an EF2 tornado. Still waiting for confirmation on that Adel, Georgia survey is still going on for that one, but it is likely to be a tornado. Just the survey crews weren't able to figure out if it was an EF2 or an EF3 today based on the damage. And this was what we kind of saw in Woodbine. When we saw this at 6:30 in the evening yesterday, Mike Prangley and I and even Lewis Turner a little alarmed, because when you see the yellows, the greens, and the blues on this part of our radar, it's a signature that shows debris flying in the air. That was one of our confirmations that did say there was a tornado in Woodbine. We also got this picture from Jennifer. So a very active day. However, Anthony, some good news that we are expecting some quiet weather in the week to come. So I'll break that down for you coming up in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Lauren. And for all of you who are watching at home tonight, if you would like to send us pictures of maybe any damage around your home, you can do so using the hashtag FCNStorm. A Jacksonville circuit judge is off the job tonight. Judge Mark Hulsey has resigned for being accused of making racist and even sexist comments. Now we're hearing from the man who ran against him in 2016. Gerald Wilkerson is now eyeing that open seat. First Coast News reporter Honey Rodriguez joins us live in the newsroom with what he had to say tonight. Honey.
Hey, Anthony, I sat down with Jacksonville attorney Gerald Wilkerson earlier this evening, and he's got a very clear message. Just because he lost one election, that will not define him.
I've got my eyes on this seat, and I will run for this seat again.
Attorney Gerald Wilkerson went up against Judge Mark Hulsey for a seat in the 4th Judicial Circuit last August. Wilkerson lost. The race was so close, there was an automatic recount. But now the seat is open once again after Judge Hulsey resigned Monday.
The recount process alone cost thousands of dollars and who knows untold money and people's time and everything. And all for that, just for him to have resigned, you know, a few months later, I just think it's wasteful. I don't know why he did it. It's shocking to me.
The judge was accused of making demeaning comments about women and being racist towards African Americans. The allegations surfaced last year during his race against Wilkerson. Hulsey denies the allegations. Wilkerson says he believes Judge Hulsey should have withdrawn before the election last year.
The voters of this circuit are owed more than that. They're owed better than that.
Wilkerson says he would like to fill the now vacant seat.
We need our people with a good temperament, with a diverse background, with an understanding of what it's like to just be a regular person, and to know what it's like to have to make ends meet, and to have the real problems of real life.
Governor Rick Scott will now appoint a replacement for Hulsey. The process of selecting a new judge is expected to take several months. Wilkerson tells me he is applying for that position. In the newsroom, I'm Honey Rodriguez with First Coast News.
Honey, thank you. We have new developments tonight surrounding the deadly shooting at the Jacksonville Landing. An 18-year-old has been arrested in connection with that shooting. Tyreek Solomon was charged with carrying a concealed weapon, and last Monday, 16-year-old Kamoy Peterson was killed and a 13-year-old boy was injured. Police believe it may be linked to the Art Walk shooting from earlier this month. If you have any information, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. Remember, your call can remain anonymous. That phone number is 866-845-TIPS. Still ahead tonight, you're on First Coast News. A woman trapped inside of a burning car. Take a look at this. Up next, the tense moments as a police officer races to her rescue. Plus, it's prom season for a special group of teens on the First Coast. Why this big dance means so much to them. And this video coming into our newsroom tonight, the Minnesota governor collapses during an important speech. We're going to tell you how he's doing coming up next. A Washington police officer is being called a hero tonight. This dramatic body cam footage shows him bashing out a window to rescue a woman from a burning car. He eventually cracks a hole big enough to pull her through, and this all started when she drove into some frozen slush and broke down. Her car's power locks made it impossible to get out. She managed to call 911 and get rescued before it was too late. The governor of Minnesota is in the hospital tonight after collapsing during his State of the State address. During the speech, Governor Mark Dayton began to slur his words, and then moments later, he collapses right there on the podium. Just last year, the Minnesota governor collapsed during a campaign event. His staff says he was dehydrated at the time. But tonight, we know the governor is okay. His son tweeted that he is doing great. He also thanked people for their well wishes. And we're learning new information now about a disturbing story over on the west side. The person found dead at the Memorial Park Cemetery earlier today has been identified as 23-year-old Jacob Kellner. Police say a jogger stumbled upon his body this morning at the cemetery that was not supposed to be there. They're not sure how long his body was there, but they believe foul play is involved. This is all under investigation tonight. A man accused of luring and attacking at least 2 women is off the streets. Police say 30-year-old Charles Carter lured his victims into an abandoned building by offering them cigarettes. That's when he would allegedly assault them. Police are now urging other victims to come forward. And the search is on for the person or people who vandalized the North Bank Riverwalk. This is not far from the Fuller Warren Bridge. There are broken boards, shattered lights, and some of the benches appear to have been picked up and just tossed into the river. The damage stretches for at least half a mile. City leaders say they are aware of this damage and that the Parks Department is working to address it. New tonight, some new technology has been released to make it easier the next time you fly. Jacksonville International Airport just launched the JAX Airport app. It includes flight information and an interactive map of the baggage claim and gate areas. Officials say the free app will also offer job listings. Now to this heartwarming story that we are just weeks away from Tim Tebow's annual Night to Shine prom. It's an unforgettable prom experience for teens with special needs. And earlier tonight, a group of girls got fitted for their dresses. Organizers hope the community makes a more consistent effort to show their love and support for members of the community with special needs. And they say events like this help.
Many of them have never dressed up before for a special event like this. And so we've had people who've, again, donated dresses from the community and from different churches have all brought them together to be given away.
The Night to Shine prom in Jacksonville is Friday, February 10th next month, but the Night to Shine events happen in 28 different states and 3 different countries. Tim Tebow has made an appearance at several of the proms in the past. Florida and Georgia aren't the only states dealing with severe weather. This is video from New Jersey where an entire neighborhood appears to be flooded. High wind warnings and advisories were in effect there with some wind gusts around 60 miles per hour. Amtrak train services were suspended in that area because of downed power lines. And in Jersey City, those strong winds whipped a scaffold around the corner of a building. Thankfully, no one was on it at the time. The strong winds also toppled some trees and power lines, causing outages. And at least 4 people are dead in Southern California. This video shows an SUV being washed away in raging floodwaters. It's unclear if someone is actually in that vehicle that you see there. On Sunday, nearly 4 inches of rain fell in Los Angeles, and more rain is expected Tuesday. Wow.
Yeah, a busy weekend of weather.
Yeah, for sure. So what are we going to see here going forward?
Well, thankfully, quiet conditions are on the way. Yes, today the wind was whipping. I mean, we've got that system that was so strong, pulling all of that energy up into the northeast, and we're expecting a very strong nor'easter right now for those New England states. However, for us, we're seeing decreasing clouds. That wind is backing off as well, and temperatures are going to be much more seasonable when you wake up tomorrow morning. 44 degrees, partly cloudy skies for the most part when you're waking up tomorrow. Sunrise is just around 7:30, and the beaches you'll be waking up to temperatures in the lower 50s. Now tomorrow, it's going to be a nice afternoon. For the most part, we're going to be sticking in the upper 60s, 70 degrees, plentiful sunshine as well, and that west wind at about 10 miles per hour. Average for this time of year in the mid 60s, so 70 degrees to top off tomorrow is really not too bad. Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to be seeing a warming trend, though. So we're at 70 tomorrow, 77 by Wednesday. That's all ahead of a cold front. But for now, sunny skies in the picture. Thursday is our next chance that you'll need the umbrella. Scattered showers possible throughout the day. Thunder possible, but only out west near the Suwannee. And then also as those showers move off onto the Atlantic Ocean. So most of us just going to be seeing a couple of light showers throughout the afternoon Thursday. Then Friday through Sunday, noticeable temperature drop. I mean, we're going to see possibly some frost this weekend, and then also light freezes. So we'll show you that in your 7-day in just a moment. But for now, Doppler radar is finally quiet. We've got showers that are off of the coast, but today we did see some of our southeast Georgia counties experience a couple of showers. That was just with that wraparound moisture with that cold front that's continuing to push off of the coast. Current temps in the mid 50s in Jacksonville. We're in the upper 50s closer to the coast, as well as Lake City out near I-75 sitting at 58 degrees. Those wind speeds are really backing off as well. 10 miles per hour sustained right now at Jacksonville International Airport, and then along the beaches as well, about 10 miles per hour. We did see gusts today, especially in Flagler County, 45 plus, which ripped off some shingles and toppled over some trees. So even though we didn't see the thunderstorms, we still did see some damage reports come in this afternoon. So here's your 7-day forecast. Waking up tomorrow morning, 44 degrees. For the kiddos that are heading back to school, we're going to need the sweaters likely in the morning, but you shed them by recess or by your lunch break. 70 degrees in the afternoon, partly sunny skies, and then much warmer on Wednesday. That's my pick day to get outside and enjoy the warmth, because the showers return on Thursday. That cold front that rolls through on Thursday with the showers really cools things off. Temperature struggling on Friday to get to 60 degrees, and then Saturday and Sunday, frost possibly on the windshields, and also farther inland, a light freeze. Chris Porter, over to you.
Thank you, Lauren. NASCAR making some changes. See how they plan to make every lap matter. Plus, we know the Providence boys basketball team is one of the best on our First Coast, and so too are the ladies. Don't believe me? Just watch. Folks, we're popping up the volume. Next in sports. Hello, everybody. Atlanta Falcons owner Arthur Blank plans to take every employee in the organization to Super Bowl 51 in Texas. That's where the Falcons will face the New England Patriots for the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Blank making sure to reward his staff for an unbelievable season of work. As for the game, let's hear from Bill Belichick and Dan Quinn.
Going to the Super Bowl is not the reward. It's playing really well and winning. And so we're going to have a hell of a challenge and have to battle for it. But I thought, they knew when you win that one, you have a chance and an opportunity that comes next. And that's, what I hoped I'd feel from our team, and we did.
I mean, I didn't even know they won. I mean, I didn't see that. We didn't see the first game. So, I mean, obviously they're a great team, or they wouldn't be playing in this game. They've had a great year.
NASCAR is dramatically changing its format for the upcoming season by cutting every race into 3 stages that reward points in hopes of making every lap matter. The top 10 drivers in the first 2 stages will be awarded points before the traditional point scoring will be applied for the 3rd stage, with 40 points going to the race winner. All bonus points accumulated through the 26-race regular season can be used in the 10-race playoff, which was previously called the Chase. Not that long ago, Ponte Vedra Hoops fans witnessed Bud Beach reach a historic milestone. Tonight, Brian Chinaki with the elite list Beach is now a part of, and why he says reaching the milestone is not about him, but his players.
Starts on 3. 1, 2, 3, starts!
32 years in the making.
The years go by so quickly.
Ponte Vedra boys basketball coach Bud Beach creates history.
One came up to me and shook my hand at the end of the game, said congratulations.
Beach has been victorious in high school basketball.
He traveled
500 times.
That was win number 498. You know, it gets to the point where you don't really think about that.
He may not think about milestones, but he certainly thinks about building his boys into men.
I'm going to step out and take the dude. I'm going to check him. Work with them. They're on the team, whether they're the best player on the team or the person that's mostly a practice player.
Like his son, Bo Beach. Without a doubt, no practice player. Bo's a former Shark who's now in the Brooklyn Nets organization.
And kind of let them know certain things, characteristics that not only made him successful in basketball, but what they're doing now.
At the prime age of 62, Coach Bud's coming off the best season in Ponte Vedra history.
Oh, where's the foul?
Getting to the regional finals. A state title? Big question mark. Stay tuned. Brian Shinaki, First Coast Sports.
Thank you, Brian. Beach enjoyed most of his success during his 23-year tenure coaching Nice. There he won a state title in 2002. Jump ball, get it for the ladies. Episcopal traveling to Providence today. The Stallions came into this game 18-0. Maria Coleman from the corner. You do you while I do three. Providence led by 32 points at the half. Episcopal going to work. Strong to the rack is Audrey McCabe inside for two, but Coolman, she was just cool as the other side of the pillow. Release, rotation, splash. Providence went on to win 58-21. They improved to 19-0 on the season. Let's go to Middleburg where the Broncos were hosting Flagler Palm Coast. Sky Green down low, strong to the bucket, and she lays it in. Bulldogs up a pair on the other end. Mrs. Hardison misses once, misses twice, I thought, but it's only once. When at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Then Green, through three defenders. This game was going back and forth. Where's Hardison one more time? Whoop, there she is. Wish I had a final score for you. They did not call it in, but good game by both teams. Hashtag team sideline. Stay with the ladies. Reebok senior Renaya Davis selected to the McDonald's All-American game in Chicago. Keep the picture up. Now, we do know that she was selected a couple of Sundays ago, but they had a ceremony at her school this past Friday morning by the McDonald's All-American people. She will be in action March 29th in Chicago. Thanks for posting this picture using the hashtag Team Sideline. Also, the First Coast Sports team is getting ready for our annual hour-long primetime National Signing Day special. This year will be on the campus of University Christian for what we're calling our